Northwestern Wildcats have upset the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Big time! Let's go over!
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to another season of the Gary Barnett Show, featuring the head football coach of the Northwestern Wildcats. I'm Dave Ennett. Glad to have you with us for another exciting season of Northwestern football. It could not have begun in more exciting fashion, Gary. A 17-15 victory of the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, as I guess everybody knows by now. And yet it seems your reaction the past few days has been wondering what everybody was so surprised about.
Well, I think that's the way I want it to feel like from our own team and from our coaches, but I've come to really realize what a great win this has been for the university and for all the supporters that have followed Northwestern football for years and years and years, and I was just happy to be a part of it.
Well, you know, it would seem, Gary, to be every coach's dream to be carried off the field by his team in Notre Dame Stadium, and yet you told your players to do just the opposite.
Well, if we do it again, I'm going to let them do it. But I wanted them to know that I believed in this victory and how much we were going to have it as much as they did. And that was my way of putting a little icing on the cake, or just taking one more step further.
And let them act like they've been there before.
I wanted them to act like they've been there before, and I wanted to act like I'd been there before.
Well, we're going to take a look at the first half highlights of this exciting Northwestern victory over the Fighting Irish. We're going to do it out on the beautiful waters of Lake Michigan in just a moment as the SS Wildcats set sail on the Gary Barnett Show. Stick around.
Congratulate Northwestern. Their players played very, very well. They only had the one turnover, the one we created. I thought their quarterback played well. Autry ran well, and they protected the passer pretty well. I thought we played well on defense, except we had problems on third down.
Welcome back to the Gary Barnett Show, and there's nothing wrong with your television. We are cruising the waters of Lake Michigan, and you can see behind us, Gary, one of the prettiest sights, the Northwestern campus, which is, it's pretty when you're on land, and it's pretty as well from the water.
Well, I thought it'd be a great idea, Dave, to show our viewers, and especially those people who don't get a chance to really see our campus, just to see what we have here. I mean, we're right on Lake Michigan, as you can obviously see. Most of the campus is right on the water, and we have our own beach. We sit here, and you and I could see the city of Chicago from here, and it's just an unbelievable setting for a major university.
Yeah, this isn't a bad little gig right here. Now, we also ought to show our viewers the highlights of the first half of the game against Notre Dame.
Well, I think I hope they enjoy them as much as I did, because it was truly just a great day for Northwestern University and for our players, and like I said earlier, I was just blessed to be a part of it.
Let's take a look. Gary, the Wildcats take the field in South Bend, an enthusiastic entrance by your team and by some of your fans.
Well, actually, David, we were ready to go. We were pretty focused when we came out, and if you see that picture, there was a ball that came on the field on the first play, and it really could have affected that play. Should have been called dead.
Close call here with Dwayne Bates on the receiving end of a Steve Schnurr pass.
Yeah, Dwayne was just out of bounds, and Steve took a shot on that play.
Now here's a big play by your defense to recover this fumble.
Well, this ball just bounces out of Kinder's chest, and Danny Sutter's right there to pick it up, and a big turnover for us early in this game.
Danny Sutter, your leading tackler each of the last 2 years, and then Darnell Autry takes over.
Well, we had great line blocking in there by Rob Johnson and Ryan Padgett, and Darnell makes about 15 yards, I think, on that play.
And he'll carry again for 14.
This is a nice job of reading the offensive blocking scheme, and another 15-yard, 16-yard gain for us, and we're moving the ball pretty well right now.
3rd and goal here upcoming with Steve Schnurr, and he's going to look to the corner.
Well, this is a route that we knew was going to be there, and we just went right to it the minute we got in that position. You see Dave Beasley go right in the drums there, but that was a great throw by Steve and a catch by Dave Beasley, and we go up right away 6-0.
Now, Notre Dame on offense here, and Hudayfa Ishmaeli, number 3, who's getting in Ron Palos' face all day.
Hudayfa had a great game, and he is so quick. He's hard to block off that corner, and he made a great play there.
A couple of key 4th down plays for Notre Dame. Here's one.
This is a nice stop by Pat Fitzgerald, and it's a 4th down call, and he lets him catch the ball but not get the first down, and that's what you want to do there, is you want to drop deep enough to where you can break up on the ball.
Like the way things were going at that point, second quarter, and your guys with the ball again.
Well, this is Steve to Matt Hartle, and Matt's a redshirt freshman and picks up about 17, 18 yards there. That was a big catch for him, and put our offense in good position.
Here's the combination, Powless to Derek Mays, the familiar tandem for Notre Dame.
Well, we just overrun that route with our middle linebacker, and it was a 3rd down situation. We needed to make that play.
Robert Farmer.
Yeah, they score here and right away, and it was a nice play by Notre Dame, and right there you'll see a bad snap, and that was a key play in that series right there, and they lost that extra point, and that really put them in a bind later on.
Well, Gary, that missed extra point turned out to be the difference on the scoreboard, 10-9 at halftime.
The snap was bad, and so I don't know if that their kicker really had a chance to make that kick, but we were ahead going in, and of course that felt good. We felt like we were in control. That we had a few adjustments that we had to make, but nothing major. We had a good second half plan on offense and a good second half plan on defense, Dave, that we knew we had to put to use, and we were ready to go.
A business-like mood at halftime?
Really was. No one in the locker room was surprised that we were ahead, and we had trained our team to play a second half. We'd split our practices so that we could do that, so we were ready to go out.
The best was yet to come for Northwestern, and we'll be back to take a look at the second half right after this.
I think I'm the only kid that's not Irish and not Catholic in the entire area. I'm the only kid that'll actually admit it. Yeah, it is the heart of Notre Dame territory down there. And winning this game will give me a lot of bragging rights over a lot of people. It's kind of the vendetta I've had against the neighborhood that I've got out of to have the opportunity to play Notre Dame and then have an opportunity to beat them.
Rob Johnson, the senior tri-captain of the Wildcats, the center out of St. Francis de Sales, and one guy, Gary, who was especially happy being a native Chicagoan and a guy who had said during the week that it was a goal of his when he came to Northwestern to line up against and beat Notre Dame.
Well, and Rob announced his purpose in a Big Ten luncheon, and so everybody knew where Rob was coming from and what he wanted going into this game.
Well, let's take a look at the second half. Northwestern against the Fighting Irish. Gary, as you kick off to start the second half, Sam Valenzizi was booming them all day.
He did a great job. This one goes deep in the end zone, and those are the ones we want where they can't return them. Sam hurt his wrist later on the kick, but on a tackle.
Ron Powless was under pressure all day, and here it's Matt Rice.
Matt played a great game. He played as fine a game as I've seen a defensive lineman play in a long time, and that was one of the 4 sacks that we had for the day.
From your 45-yard line, again, a great run here by Darnell.
This was really a great check by Steve Schnurr. He recognized the defense, got Darnell into the counter play, and then Darnell broke it for about 30 yards.
Your second touchdown upcoming here, and boy, Dwayne Bates, we've talked about him, and a great throw, too, by Steve.
Well, it's a good fake by Steve and by our running backs, and Dwayne got himself open, and Steve threw a rope right there, and then Dwayne does a good job of getting in the end zone. And for a redshirt freshman, that's a big play in a big game.
It's a 17-9 ball game, and again, Darnell Autry.
Well, Darnell creases him for about 20 yards here. We had a holding penalty on one of these plays, and we really would have put our offense in key position.
Notre Dame with the ball here, and Farmer coughs it up. Casey Daly makes a big play for you.
Our guys, our coach has done a great job of teaching our players to strip that ball. And here's a holding call right here, and And that was a good run, and it brings it back. We were going to be in good scoring position again.
So there's the holding call. But upcoming, we'll see Steve Schnurr. And there's your reaction. I guess that says it all, huh?
That sort of does, I think.
Steve will find Dave Beasley here, and boy, I'll tell you, your receivers took some good shots from Notre Dame defenders.
Yeah, well, look at the shot that Steve takes here after making this throw, and so you want to be a quarterback, huh? But it was a great throw and a great catch, and then Palace comes back here and makes a nice throw, but we break it up. They call it a completion.
Yeah, well, that stops the drive in any event. Now here on the option.
Well, this we had a corner out of position here, and this was a big play for them, and starts their drive a little bit. We should have been in a little better position to make that play.
17-9 as we approach midway of the fourth quarter, and Randy Kinder will take it in.
This is another good play by Matt Rice, but Kinder forces him in the end zone and makes a nice run. Our defense did a decent job down here, and then this is a two-point play, and you see Palace gets tripped up by his center, and that keeps us in the lead.
Now time running down, and this is the play that really brought the game to an end for you guys.
That was a fourth down stop by Matt Rice, and it was just a great football play.
And a very happy Gary Barnett, and the Wildcats celebrate a victory over the Fighting Irish, 17-15. The coaches, we take a look at some of the stats in the football game. Rushing yards, 181. Passing yards, 166.
I like that balance, Dave, and it's critical as we go on through the year that we can maintain that kind of balance. I think that's what I want. That's how we want our team to be. We want to be just about that proportion, and you're much less predictable. And I think what I'm also impressed with is our defensive stat. Notre Dame only having 3 of 13 third down possessions. Like you said, I think you said none in the second half, and that's, you play that kind of defense in the league that we're going to play, that's critical stuff.
Well, the reactions varied after the ball game. Let's go back to South Bend and hear from some of the players and coaches.
Northwestern, 27-point underdogs. Are the Wildcats this good, or is Notre Dame this bad?
Very disappointing. It's very difficult, and but that's all part of life.
Before we left the hotel today, I told our players that I did not want to be carried off the field, that we were going to go over and act like we had done this before. And so at that time, I was pretty sure we were going to win the game, but I really knew we were going to win the game when there wasn't any time left on the clock.
Coach Gary Barnett of Northwestern mixed it up perfectly as sophomore Darnell Autry ran like Dennis Lundy used to against Notre Dame, only better, 160 yards on 33 carries. Darnell Autry, the player of the game.
In particular, myself, I wanted to contribute to the team. I wanted the team I wanted to show the team that I could play, and that I could, support them as much as they supported me.
It's kind of hard to put it into words. I think this is, big turning point for our program. This is something you dream about since you're a little kid. Guys are in there hugging, crying. It's a great feeling.
Well, how about that Northwestern quarterback, Steve Schnurr? He was cool as can be all day, completing 14 of 28 passes for 166 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Ron Paulus and the Notre Dame offense sputtered all game with broken plays, bad snaps, and a total lack of cohesion.
I think we looked sick today. I think it was awful. I think there was not one good thing, or very few good things to come out of the offense today. I think fumbles, bobbled snap. I had some late throws. I had a throw tipped, by the linebackers. Stuff that shouldn't be happening. Stuff like that shouldn't be happening.
So you've heard briefly from some of the players. In a moment, you're going to hear from one of Northwestern's many heroes on Saturday, quarterback Steve Schnurr, as we continue with the Gary Barnett Show right after this.
Hey, Dave, you caught any fish here yet?
I'm still working on it, Coach.
You got a bite.
Hey!
Come on, come on, come on!
We're pleased to have with us now on the Gary Barnett Show a man very much in demand these days, fresh off an appearance on Good Morning America. The national media has been calling the Wildcats senior quarterback Steve Schnur. Steve, what have the past few days been like for you since the victory over Notre Dame?
They've been kind of crazy. I think it's you know, it was a great win for Northwestern, and the media has really played it up in the public, and you know, I think it's just now starting to set on us what it means.
Steve's from St. Louis, attended University High School down there. Have you heard from a lot of the folks back home?
Yeah, I just heard from my coach, heard from my parents. They were at the game, and you know, numerous friends and family. The people back home decorated my house purple and white, so when my parents got home, they had a nice reception.
Has it sunk in yet what you guys accomplished?
I think it's starting to. I mean, you know, you're on national TV for something. I think it lets you know that there was something significant about it, you know.
14 out of 28, 166 yards passing, and 2 touchdowns, one to Dave Beasley in the first quarter, one to Dwayne Bates in the third quarter. That pass by Dave Beasley made everybody's highlight film as he cartwheeled into the band in the corner.
Yeah, Dave got pushed into the band members, and I don't think he was hurt on the play, but it worked out fine. And the one to Dwayne was another great call by the coaches, and we run those plays numerous times in practice, and that's what you do it for, you know.
Steve, you had to wait your turn behind Northwestern's all-time passing leader, Len Williams. You finally got your chance to play, and I suppose now, as you look back, it was worth the wait.
Yeah, it was. You know, if I could go back and do it all over again and have this opportunity to beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame, I'd do it all again just the same.
You kind of glad to get this week off as you get ready for Miami of Ohio on the 16th?
Yeah, it helps a lot. It, you know, I think the players, you know, need some time to let this sink in and let us put it behind for ourselves so that we can focus on Miami now.
All right, well, congratulations on a great victory and good luck against the Redskins.
Thank you.
Steve Schnur, the Wildcats senior starting quarterback. Now, one reason the Wildcats have gotten off to a good start this year is the hard work they put in the offseason in the weight room.
Our goal is to be the strongest, most physical team in the country, and we're on our way. These guys worked their butts off this summer. This is the strongest team we've ever fielded here at Northwestern.
Come on, come on, come on!
This is where it all begins. You don't have the strength or anything, you know, you're just going through the motions. You're not going to do as well as you would keeping up with everybody else. Everybody else is doing it. Everyone has a good time. You know, you get a little aggressive, especially during the squat and power clean days. It's a good atmosphere to be in. You know, it's all the guys around, very competitive, but not mean.
Who are some of the guys that are a little more off the wall in here, would you say?
Well, Jeff shines off the wall. He's definitely off the wall.
Yeah, he's got a reputation in here. He's, you know, he's got all the tools, strength, speed. You know, a little crazy upstairs. That's good. He really knows what he's doing, and without him, you know, I don't know how strong any of us would be. When you mention Larry Lilly, everyone gets down on 2 knees, and he knows everything that there is to know about weightlifting and conditioning and stuff like that.
So he's a fitness and strength god, isn't he?
He's the guru of it all. He's the man behind every physique in this weight room. We have a great program here, but the key to our, you know, the progress we've made is the attitude of our athletes. I mean, it makes my job so much easier when you've got somebody who's really hungry to get to the next level. And these guys, like I said, they really worked hard this summer, and you know, it shows.
The better we lift in here, the better we'll do on the field. And the stronger we are, the better we'll play, and the less chance we have of getting injured, the longer we stay in the game.
Autry again. Burst free. Down the sideline with one man to beat. And that one man, Brian McGee, gets him out of bounds at about the 20-yard line.
Gary, I don't think there's been anybody happier this fall camp than your strength coach, Larry Lilje, with the hard work you guys have put in there.
No question, Dave. In that room is where college football players are made. In every program throughout the country, they have to be transformed from high school players, and they have the strength that it takes to play at this level. And Larry Lilje is the best in the business. He is wonderful, and he's a Northwestern grad, and he loves those players. And he's just done a great job getting our kids ready to play this season.
And they've come back big and strong, and it showed on Saturday.
Well, it sure did, and we're just we're well conditioned as much as anything, and I give Larry a lot of that credit.
All right, we're going to come back and we're going to take a look ahead to the Wildcats' next game against the Miami of Ohio Redskins at Dyke Stadium as we continue on the Gary Barnett Show.
David, I'm getting tired of this. I had a good week. Let me show you how this is done. Fish! Get in the boat! How'd you do that? It's a good week, Dave.
It's such an honor to be picked captain for our team. Whether or not, the fact that I'm a kicker, I don't think really has much to do with it. I'm just, I was speechless. I didn't know how. Never had someone. I've never been honored like that before by a group of guys who I care about that much.
Gary, Sam Valentizzi, your senior tri-captain who responded after his teammates voted him captain. Well, they finally found a way to shut me up.
Well, that doesn't happen very often with Sam. Sam's like the Energizer Bunny on our team, but he's a walk-on in our program. Sam's done a great job. He has worked himself and made himself into a great kicker and a great weapon for us, and he's an inspirational guy around our players and our young players, and I was so pleased for Sam when they voted him captain.
Well, you get the bye week this week, and then you get ready to play Miami of Ohio, the Redskins at Dyke Stadium a week from Saturday. I would think this is probably a good time to get the week off.
Well, I think it is. We need it. One, we need it to work. We've got to get better. Secondly, we've had a lot of distractions this week with the things that have happened around the Notre Dame victory, and so it'll be good for us to get back to work and get our feet back on the ground.
I know one thing you've wanted to see, Gary, is the establishment of real home field advantage at Dyke Stadium, so you come back to play Miami there in a couple of weeks and hope to see some fans in the stands rooting for you.
Well, we have to, Dave. In order for us to create a home field advantage, we have to create a hostile environment for teams to come in. That's the way it is when we go places, and it's what makes it hard to play on the road. We've got to have the same sort of advantage if we're going to make a move in this league.
Not going to be much time for you to be out cruising the lake in the days ahead.
Yeah, you're catching me on a one-time deal here in it.
Fair enough. All right, we will be back with you again on the Gary Barnett Show to take a look at the game with the Miami of Ohio. Now for Gary Barnett, I'm Dave Ennett. Thanks very much for being with us, everybody, and happy sailing.
So, Dave, I'm getting tired of this. I had a good week. Let me show you how this is done. Fish! Get in the boat! How'd you do that? It's a good week, Dave.